Hey, Bloomies! It's your girl, Chris with a K, and you're listening to the Blooming Lately podcast, a podcast for late bloomers from a late bloomer, because we are not late. We're just blooming on our own time. And today, I want to talk about the sisterhood of friendships. There's been a lot of discourse going on. I'm primarily on Threads. So if lost, you can find me on Threads. And lately, a lot of people have been talking about their friendship dynamics shifting. We're in our big threes, some of us are in our big fours. And our friendships are not either turning out the way that we hoped that they would be, or people are just reaching certain evolution points in themselves personally. And that can often lead to friendship breakups or it can deepen a relationship. Two of my best friends, we've been friends since middle school. And so I have been blessed to have them along the ride, but we've definitely had our ebbs and flows. One is married and having children and doing all the things. The other, we're more alike in terms of figuring things out and not quite ready for that level of adulthood. Um, we've even gotten to the level now of bantering like siblings. So I feel like we're more than friends or even besties. We're definitely sisters and we bicker like siblings. Um, and even in that, we've had moments of not talking to each other all the time. You have seasons where you're hyperly attached and focused on one friend more than the other, especially if it's a big group dynamic. Um, but yeah, I just want to talk more about what that can look like and get a different perspective. And with that, I have the beautiful and amazing and talented Treasure Nohemi. Hi, Treasure. How are you?
Hello, I'm good. Hi, everybody. My name is Treasure. On social media, I go by Treasure Nohemi, and thank you for having me. I love
Thank you for being on.
I love the concept of this podcast show, blooming, because I feel like that's what we're all doing. We're all always blooming. Well, hopefully, we're always blooming.
Yes. And so I wanted to have you on for this conversation, along with so many more, but this one primarily because you do such a beautiful job of inviting your followers into your friendships. I love seeing how you and your friends love on each other. Some of your friends are having babies, and just seeing you really like embody that auntie role. Like you guys are definitely, I would say, the definition of chosen family, and
Yeah.
that is just the most beautiful thing to watch. How
Oh,
is that? Like, what are the
it's
feelings from that?
It's funny you say that because that I think, like I love how we think we appear to the world versus how the world is actually perceiving us, because
Mhm.
you when I think about the content that I put and, like, my social media presence has changed so much in the past few months, but I would have never taken it as, like, what you just described. Uh,
Okay.
so I love how and that applies to most of the world of how we think we're showing up versus how people are actually perceiving us. But I love my friendships. Like you said, it does kind of transcend friendship and leans over into sisterhood. And being a part of my friends' lives as they're raising kids has felt like such a blessing because I don't have my own kids at this moment. And it makes me think about like even my relationships with my cousins who have kids. And when I'm with them, their daughters are like attached to my hip. And it's so nice because kids are such a blessing and they're so pure and innocent and full of entertainment, and so to watch them grow, but watch my friends go from, like, friends to mommies and how amazing the children they're raising are turning out, and I'm just like I try to tell my friends this often, like, "You're doing a great job," because they really are, and I feel like I really love being a part of their lives in that way.
That's beautiful. All right. So when you hear the word sisterhood, what does that mean to you right now in your season of life?
Ooh. Um, I would say, like, sisterhood, it doesn't what it means to me doesn't change now versus how it was before. I think it's always been something that has always kind of meant the same to me. Well, no, I backtrack. I
Mhm.
would say as I matured, sisterhood has meant more to me. I'll say that. Like
Mm.
time where it's not that I didn't value sisterhood, I just didn't truly understand the value of it. I'll say that. But
Oh.
I feel like I've been really lucky. Like growing up, I have come from a family that has it's a large, like, immediate family. I have a lot of cousins that were the same age as me, but then a lot of them were also girls too. So I've always
Mm.
been around a group of girls. There was a point in time we had our own group name, our own handshake. We were coming up with our
Why did we all do that?
yes. And so it's like that and those are the moments that I think about when I think about sisterhood. It's like those cute little moments, you know?
Yeah.
Even how that has transformed and, like, it because it's cousins, it's different because we're always connected, but we go to
Mhm.
schools or some of us move out of state, and so it's not the same, but then
Yeah.
we're together, it's the same. And I feel like that's how sisterhood has always been for me as time has, progressed. Even with my, like, friendships, there's a my best friend and I used to live together, and so there's a different dynamic with that, where we live together, and then she had her son, and so I'm, like, with my godson every single day just about, and then they move, like, a few hours away, and then they come closer, and so the dynamic just consistently changes, and
Okay.
I think, like, as my life has progressed, sisterhood the meaning of it has really deepened, even if the dynamics within that have changed slightly. And for
That's
me,
beautiful.
it's like always it's the it's the thing that like consistently grounds you, you know?
Oh.
Yeah, I like to think of it it's not a romantic relationship, but,
Mhm.
like, it's close to it, like, it's a platonic but deep, intimate relationship with someone, and, like, there is a difference between, like, romance and what a sisterhood's gonna bring, but and I'm only speaking for myself, because when I think of sisterhood I think of the friendships, the really deep friendships where we're able to show up vulnerably and we're able to like, this is what I'm going through. And it's not the cute surface level stuff. Like it's the like, I had an anxiety attack or whatever the case is. It's like that really deep stuff. When I think of sisterhood, that's what I'm thinking of. And in those moments, it's like almost like a lifeline.
Oh my god, you described it beautifully. My goodness. If that is the definition or the rubric of sisterhood, that's what I want. Like,
Yeah.
that's the standard right there. If it's not that, I don't want it. Take it back.
Yeah. And I like because I don't want it to sound like sisterhood has to show up as the thing that constantly saves you, or
Mm.
like, I think what am I trying to say?
Well, okay. So for me, similar to like what you were getting at, sisterhood, the feelings can feel very similar to that of a romantic relationship. I do believe that you can have soulmates that are not necessarily in the romantic sense. And
Yeah.
sometimes that does come through your friendships. Like for at the very beginning, my cousins as well were my first best friends. My family, culturally, my mom was not gonna let me have slumber parties at no stranger's house,
Oh,
but you can go by your god sister's house, you can go by your cousin's house. We similarly we had, like, our girl group. Girl, we thought we were gonna be the next 3LW, you could not tell us. We had our little routines, we learned from all of Aaliyah's music videos, like, we
yeah,
were the girls, okay? Somebody was gonna sign us next.
right,
Um, and then we've in that had our little falling outs because we're close in age, but at certain markers, one jumps from being, preteen into teen. And then so you don't want to hang out with the little ones anymore. And then so you have all of those growing pains. But if you can navigate those, your relationship gets stronger.
yeah,
And then sometimes you have to take a little break from each other, whether it's physical distance of someone moving out of state, similar to what you mentioned. Um, you have that space to grow and mature and evolve as a person. So then when you guys do meet up again, whether it's like family functions or holidays or whatever, in a lot of ways, it feels like you press play again. It's like you
yeah,
picked up where you left off, but it's also like You grown. Or now with social media, you connect about all kinds of different content. It's like, "Oh, you like that too? I like that too. Oh my god."
Yeah.
So you just keep finding new ways to bond and to show up for each other now. Because now, people are getting into serious relationships. People are having babies, so it just deepens more. Like you start to peel back more layers. And
Yes.
there is a vulnerability there.
Yeah.
There is a love there that's so deep, and you're just like, ooey gooey at times.
And I feel like that's what I love about friendships is
Yeah,
now because with social media, everything can feel like an echo chamber of like,
yeah,
no, I believe this way, so now all the content that I'm seeing is catering to this belief
yeah.
I have. And for me, that can kind of get a bit boring.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's nice to, like, just be at this place and accept everyone is different and kind of, like, touching on what you just said, I can go to this person for this, I know this person I can't go for this, and that's okay,
Mhm,
but I still love them just like everybody else, and I appreciate their difference in opinion or their lack of capacity, whatever the case.
mhm.
Just being able to accept everyone as they are. I think that's what I'm, like, really leaning into when it comes to friendship and sisterhood in this era of my life.
So with that, do you find it, harder to open up to new avenues of friendship, or are you just focusing on strengthening or deepening the ones you currently have?
I'm not what was that lyric? What was that lyric? "No new friends," or whatever the case is?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've never been that type of person.
Okay.
That's not me, but I'm also, like, not super trusting of people either.
Mm,
I do have to kind of, like, really feel you out and get
yeah,
a clear picture of who you are as a person because character does really matter to me, but
absolutely.
I can, like, really open up, but I'm never someone who's, like, not open to, making new friends or exploring different avenues of friendship. That's never really been me, but I'm also not super, like, gung ho about, "Oh, Imma make this person a new friend." That's not me either. It's just like, if it flows, it flows. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Um,
Yeah.
and yeah.
Have there been any particular moments that you can think of within your friendship groups? So whether it was an opportunity that arose in your life where they stepped up to the plate or vice versa, and then just in the moment or even afterwards, you're like, "Damn, that's my sister."
I think so with that, it's always been I think with that, it definitely depends on how I met the person. Because I don't
Okay.
someone I meet from work is ever gonna be like sisterhood. I don't think that's the case.
Okay.
It's like that's too professional,
Yeah.
they're probably never gonna see a certain side of me ever. Um,
Okay.
but I think, like, those friendships that have transcended friendship and evolved into real sisterhood, it's been friendships that have been, like, vulnerably safe for me, where I can
Mm.
vulnerable, and I think those moments always probably were solidified in a place of vulnerability. Like, "Dang,
Mhm.
I feel like we just had a really deep conversation." And I think it, like, also depends on because one vulnerable conversation, that doesn't solidify anything. I
Yeah.
so it's like, there's so many factors into that play into it. Characters, one, who this person is at heart, but then also not just me being vulnerable, but are they vulnerable with me? Do they see me in that same way? Because it's a mutual thing.
True.
Yeah, I don't think, like, it could really be sisterhood unless we're both on the same page about it.
What is your friendship dynamic like? Like, do you have your core group of, like, bestie sisters, and then you have, like, your homegirls, and then, like, that's my friend.
That's funny because I don't think I think, like, I have my best friends, And
Mhm.
then everybody else, I don't think I've ever labeled them as like, "Okay, these are my best friends, these are my homegirls, this" I don't think I've ever labeled it like that. It's always been like, "These are my best friends, and then this is everybody else."
Okay. I
And
love that though.
and I do think, like, there are different levels, of course, like, I
Yeah.
have best friends, I could show up raw, vulnerable with them, they know everything, I have some friendships, they know everything. Ev
Yeah.
and then I do have friendships that are, like, I don't mind being vulnerable with them, but we might not talk every single day. We might check in here and there, we'll have deeper conversations when we see each other, but on the daily, we're not hitting each other up. And then
Yeah.
best friends where, like, we don't talk every day. I have, like, a best friend, we talk every single day. And then I have a best friends that, like, there might be a couple weeks where we don't talk. Or,
Yeah.
so it's different for everybody. But I think naturally there are buckets of friends and those people fall into it, but I don't think I've
Mhm.
been like, "Oh, this is this friend, these are my best friends, and then this is everybody else."
I mean, now that you say that, I that makes the most sense. Because if I don't take best friends lightly.
No.
Because of who I am and my personality, I am very open and warm and
Yeah.
inviting. So, I do attract a lot of people,
Yeah.
but I know how I show up as a friend, and I am one of those I'm Leo through and through. I'm loyal to a fault. So,
Yep.
I can't give that energy to everyone.
Yep. That's me as a Capricorn, loyal to a fault. Yeah.
Because I don't like to say ride or die because I like the options. Like, why does it have to be that deep for me?
Mine
I
too.
ride or nuck if you buck. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think anything's worth dying to that point. But so with that, I'm definitely a quality over quantity
Mhm.
person. So I am friendly, I am welcoming. I have a lot of like friends that I hang out with, but who I would consider best friends, those are the ones that are sisters.
Yeah.
And I can count on one hand.
Have you because you said that you've been best friends with people since middle school.
Mhm.
Um, over time, like, have you ever been best friends with someone and then the dynamic just changes? And would you consider that part of that one hand?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. But it was been more of those seasonal kinda shifts
Mhm.
where, like, especially for us, it's 3 of us, so it's odd number. So then there we have moments where just the 2 of us are super cool and the other one is, like, out doing their own thing. But if
Does
they
that
tap in, like, it's all love.
does that ever cause rifts between y'all?
Rifts, no, we haven't fallen out, but we have expressed, like, "Why you don't wanna like, chill with us?"
Mm.
Or after a while, one of us, whoever's, like, super tight, we were like, "We should check on the other one." It feels very much like a sibling dynamic of the 3. Like, you have your moments where this sibling is, like, my best friend, and we're gonna do everything together, we're talking on the phone, we're doing all the things, we're going out. The other one, yeah, we might be in the group chat and we all chat, but she off doing her own thing.
Yeah.
And then it'll switch. But then the other 2 are super tight, but I might be over here doing something or busy with stuff, but then we'll tap back in. But I can't think of any riffs,
Yeah. No,
thankfully.
because there's been this conversation, and I don't know, and
Yeah.
it's been this conversation online about jealousy in friendships, and
Mm, yeah.
really a conversation I ever really entertained because I take jealousy, like, very serious, like, I
Yeah.
surround myself with jealous I think jealous people are dangerous, uh,
Mhm.
so it's not even something I take lightly, but I asked that as, like, because you said it was a three-person best friend dynamic, are there any moments where because 2 people are hanging out, the other person feels left out at all?
I would
Or
have to ask them that question.
mm. I mean, but
Yeah, that is a good question to ask, yeah.
question that you have to ask, then maybe it's never been that dynamic where a person feels left out at all. 'Cause
Yeah,
I'm
because
assuming
we
it
because
would've
it's never intentional for us to be like, "We're just gonna hang out with each other and leave that one out." It's just like, we happen to have common things or issues going on at the same time, and, like, I know you'll understand me when it comes to this,
Yeah,
where the other one might just be like, "Y'all need to get it together and figure it out."
yeah.
We're not trying to hear that. We're trying to come up with revenge tactics.
To rip it, but
We're over here being Petty LaBelle and Petty Crocker over here. We're not trying to hear the voice of reason.
okay, that makes sense.
So it's more of that stuff, like big sis. Funnily enough, we're like a month apart from each other.
Oh,
So like the oldest one of the three, she was born in June, I'm July, and then the youngest one is a week after me, but technically in August. So two Leos and a Gemini.
oh, that's crazy.
But we definitely operate in those roles. I feel like the middle child. The Gemini definitely feels like the mama of the group.
That's funny that you mention it in that term
Yeah.
because I think that's how I've kind of viewed my without, like, labeling it like that, I think
Yeah.
I viewed my, like, friendships too.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I definitely think, like, I'm the big sister. It's funny because my best friend actually texted me this morning, she called me mother, and that's, like, a inside joke that we had when we were living together. But I would definitely think there's moments where I'm, like, big sister, and
Mhm.
moments where I'm, like, little sister, and
Yeah.
I think that just, like, depends on experience in a certain subject
Absolutely.
or, yeah.
Yeah, so, like, I guess the youngest one of the 3, like, she's the one that's married, and she has the children, and so it's like, we knew her before, and then seeing her evolution since becoming those things, and so even when we talk, it's like she not necessarily comes back to, like, being our friend, like, we still it's like the high school version of us, but it's
Yeah,
like, "Girl, you are" like, we're adults, but you grown.
yeah,
I feel like motherhood brings you into that grown category a lot faster than the rest of us
yeah, it does.
until we have, like, our key moments, and it's like, okay, because like, you're grown, but you're not, like, so far ahead of us where we feel like we're in 2 different phases of life and we can't even connect. We're
Connect.
not there. Yeah.
Have you experienced a friendship where you do feel like you've both just grown so differently to where
Mm.
there's kind of no real way to connect?
Sorry, I drank water, almost took me out, child. Uh, I was like, "Oof." Um, with my cousin, with my best friend cousin, yeah.
Really? So,
Because yeah,
and how does that change things?
it made our age differences noticeable.
Mm,
We're only 2 years apart, but it comes into play when you're, like one is in middle school, but the other one is now in high school.
okay.
So, like, your perspectives change, your interests change, like, I'm not on that, like, middle school stuff. Like, I'm up here with the upperclassmen, we doing step team, we doing all of these things, and it's like, "But don't what? I thought we was cool." "Oh, okay." Or, like, boys. The interest in boys or like different taste or who you hang out with, me not necessarily getting along with their friend.
Mm, yep.
So then, you know,
Been there.
because like, yeah, you're allowed to, I'm not gonna say who you can be friends with,
Right.
but if it's like I see you switching up or you're doing things that maybe I didn't know that about you, but I'm attributing it to this friendship and I just don't like how that looks, it
Yeah,
can cause that situation. But at the end of the day, because we are family and we have that, like, from birth, we've been connected, we can work on that. But there was a period of time of just having distance. And it's like, clearly you going through something. You're not trying to hear from me. And I feel like the judging, I'm going to judge everything you do. And I don't like your crew. So I'm going to just stay over here
yeah,
and observe.
that makes sense.
But that was like high school.
Oh, so this is all high.
Yeah. That was back in high school. But I can't think of anyone like, oh, there is one. When I tell you, oh, ooh, Petty LaBelle just reminded me, child. Being the loyalist that I am, and I know how I show up with as a friend, that
Mhm.
it takes a lot for me to cut people off.
Yeah.
I have a lot of tolerance. I'm very impatient. Very tricky dynamic for me. So because of the love and how long we've known each other, I give you a lot more room because of course nobody's perfect. But you only get so many times to
Yeah.
cross me. And then once I'm done, I'm done. And there's like no hate there. I can see you today. It's just there's
Mhm.
hello, done. I wanted to ask this question about like friendship breakups because
Mhm.
as much as as depending on how long they've been or how deep they are, um breaking up a friendship can feel like the worst heartbreak ever. Like you in bed, you crying, you can't watch nothing, living single don't hit the same. Insecure is stupid. Like you just you can't even listen to y'all favorite song no more.
It's funny because I've never experienced a friendship breakup like that. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not skipping no meals off no friendship breakup. Like,
Ooh,
no, I've never experienced a friendship breakup like that.
that's a blessing.
It's hurt,
Yeah.
but it's never been like, "Oh, I'm out here distraught." It's never been that. Um, but it's kind of like you touched on this earlier when you said, like, some friendships are seasonal. I remember my
Mhm.
first friendship breakup. It was middle school. And
Damn.
yeah, it was middle school, and it was I'm not gonna say no names because me and her are cool now. We're cool. We were friends for years leading up to this moment, but it was like a weekday morning. I'm not gonna say she was the person, but there was an issue between her and a cousin, and
Mm.
she got upset with me because I picked my cousin's side. And I'm like, 1, like, you can't put me in that position. Like,
Imma Imma
that's
pick my cousin.
yeah, that's not a fair position to put me in. And like, come on now.
Yeah.
Why would you think I would choose you over my cousin? Like, no. And so I remember her trying to argue with me about that, and I was like, "I'm trying to grow, and you're interfering." And I'm like, I'm in school, and I'm like, "I don't have time for this. I'm trying to grow right now." And that's, like, kind of how anytime there's been a shift in friendship dynamic, it's followed that same pattern where, like,
Mm.
I'm about to go through a period of transformation. And friendship breakups are hard because your identity is kind of based in that friendship
Oh, yeah.
to an extent, and you're outgrowing yourself, but then you're outgrowing that dynamic as well. And so I've never
Ooh.
where I've never been at a place where I've been like down and out about a friendship breakup, but they are sad. I mean,
Yeah.
I went through one and I deleted all the photos. I was like, "No memories." And that's big for me because
That's big. I keep every photo. I
exactly.
have pictures from that we developed from
Yes. I was really
That's
hurt,
big.
hurt,
That's a
and
different kind of hurt.
I was hurt, and that one, I went to that extreme because I was like, a line was crossed that we can
Yeah.
back from, and I'm done, and I deleted photos, and I'm the person who I have, like, 50 something thousand photos in my phone.
Yeah.
Like, I'm that type of person, videos, photos, like, I love
Yeah.
memory, but that friendship, like, no, I was like, I
Damn, made you wanna erase
yeah,
history. Child.
yeah,
I
but
guess we are similar.
I feel like
I guess there is something to this Capricorn Leo dynamic, child. Because you crossed the line, it's a wrap for you, baby.
it really is, and I'm someone that, like I like to I like to think there's good in everybody,
Oh, yeah.
and, like, even with that particular person, I do think there's some good in that person, but a line was just crossed, and I'm like, I could never and you know what? You know, this was, like, a really defining moment for me because my dad's family, very loving people, like,
Mhm.
very, very loving people. They'll take anybody in as their own. But when they told me she can never come back around here, that's when I was like, "Oh, is done. It's really done." When my dad's family's like, "Yeah, no, not welcome anymore." That's
Yeah.
okay.
And that probably cleared up any kind of where you that you were trying to justify, you know, keeping that friendship on life support. Like,
Um,
okay, maybe maybe we just can't be as close. I can keep you in the back pocket. They said, "No,
yep,
you need to."
yep.
Damn. So did it help you? How long did it take you to cuz I know you say you haven't been like down and out or like distraught over it, but there is a grieving process there.
There is. I think
But I guess what they did was so bad that it was just like, damn, like
yeah,
you did this to yourself, really.
and I feel like phrasing it that way, I don't know if that person views it as a loss, you know? So I'm not this to
Mm.
yourself because I don't know, it could not be a loss to that person, that's totally fine. Um, because I'm not villainizing it at all, like, I really did care about the person, thought they were gonna be in my life forever, and so there is still moments where a funny memory will come to mind, and I'm like, "Oh, I miss that, like, that moment,"
Yeah.
but I'm like, "It could never be again," but I still miss that moment. I think after that fallout happened, I just had so much going on in my life that
Yeah.
I didn't think too much about it. It just is what it was. Um, and I think that kinda helped, that grieving process. But I also have, like, other amazing friends,
There you
so
go.
I think that helps too. It's not like, "Oh, this was my only one great friend." It's like
Yeah.
have a group of amazing people. So, you know, I just redirect that energy. Like, okay, the energy that you were getting, I now redirect it either back to myself or to the other amazing people in my life.
Everything that you say is like so refreshing. I love your perspective on it because you and even the middle school version of you that you shared, like it sounds like you've just always been very self-aware. That's a beautiful gift.
It's like, yes, to an extent, but I'm there are still things that I'm not aware of. There are still things
Okay.
that friends have to point out because it's just, you know, I'm viewing life through the lens in which I exist, and
Mhm.
there are things that I'm not aware of that I do, and so it's like I'm self-aware, but I'm not like, perfect. I'm still a human.
Absolutely.
There are still things that, like, you know, I don't notice. Um but I will say, like, kinda going back to that version of me in middle school, a lot of, like, any sort of fallout, it has been kind of that same thing where
Mm.
I'm going through this. And then, like, sometimes those friendships come back around too.
Yeah, cause seasonal, like, sometimes you're, you know, hyper focused, like, you guys are all together. Like, this is just our season for being super, super duper tight. And then, you know, we need space to grow and evolve on our own, and then maybe this next version of ourselves is even better, and we are both at a mature level to be able to handle that. Is that I would say there like a handful of people who maybe I don't speak to as much, um, has been because of those, like, moments of evolution where I'm not quite ready to be where you're at, but I don't wish you any ill will, like, I'll cheer you
Right.
from the sidelines and, like, "Yeah, shout out to you." Like, you need to be in your own space or certain life events happen, certain losses happen,
Yeah.
and maybe, you know, some people choose isolation over, you know, reaching out to their
Yeah.
village. So it's like, I can't show up for you in the way that you need or that you even want. So I just got to let you do your own thing, but you can come back around when
Yeah.
you're ready.
How because you described a friendship breakup as, like, similar to, like, a romantic breakup where you're just
Mhm.
'cause I've had romantic breakups where I'm like, not able to eat, and I'm distraught, and I gotta
I haven't experienced that because I've never really been in love before romantically. I haven't experienced that. I'm definitely a late bloomer when it comes to romance.
Interesting.
Absolutely.
So you've experienced that type of breakup from a friendship, but not
Yeah. And
wow.
even then, I wasn't distraught. Again, petty LaBelle gets called. I'm petty. It's terrible. I know. Shout out to my therapist. We're working on it. But I have those tendencies depending on what the situation is. Like if I know that I was right about a dynamic or some kind of event going on, but anything that like you discredit me or you're being inconsiderate, it is a flaw of mine. Those thoughts will come up, but I may not necessarily act on them, but I do need to maintain distance. So I've felt a breakup in that way, but it's more so I've given you enough chances and you violated or you gaslit and I can't. One or two mistakes or you just having a moment, but then you can take accountability and apologize. I even hold that up with like family too. Because I am a quality over quantity type of person, if I bring you and invite you into my world, is because um there's a level of trust, there's a level of admiration, like and mutual respect.
Yeah.
But if you do something, it's kind of like you're innocent until proven guilty. Like you did a lot, friend. Like mhm. I am more realizing in my friendships and in my family, I am definitely more female centered than male centered, which is why I tend to have more tolerance for female friendships more than romantic. Romantic, if I see a red flag, I'm out. Friendships, not so much. I'm like, oh, she going through something. It's that time of that month. It's cramps. I get it, girl. And
Uh,
it's like, no, that person's just not being a good friend.
I have a question. It's off topic, but
Yeah.
because you haven't experienced, like, romantic partnership to the point you've experienced that type of breakup,
Yeah.
are you scared of what that first heartbreak is gonna be like?
In a weird way, I would wanna feel it.
Whew! I mean, that's a
Yeah.
good thing, that's a good thing, because that means
Because
that
I
you're
would just wanna know what part of me will come out. Because 'cause I've learned a lot about myself from the people that I've dated. I have the flaw of romanticizing people,
it
like,
feels
in a
like
partner.
it feels like death.
Oh,
It feels like
damn.
death. You
Yeesh. Never mind. I changed my answer. Can I change my answer?
it feels
No.
it feels
Which is
like
probably why I'm fearfully avoidant. Eh.
yeah, I'm glad you said it 'cause you were kind of sounding avoidant, but I didn't wanna be
Oh,
like
no. Girl, call me out. I don't care. Help me, help me. I
no,
am fearfully avoidant, which is why I don't fully, especially romantic relationships. You can't hurt my feelings because I didn't have them in there anyways. What you mean? Which is why for my friends, the breakup feels more
Yeah,
like intense because I have been vulnerable. I have shared.
yeah,
There's been enough there to where I've built that trust and safety to now you hurt my feelings. That's where I know me saying that I'm petty. I'm not wearing that as a badge of honor, but it is a very real emotion that pops up because tick, 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 boom. What do you mean? I don't share feelings and I did with you and now we not cool?
yeah,
What?
yeah.
That's where that is. So, Jesus, a death? My God, today. Yeah.
You've already experienced that. So, that's probably just how your first real romantic breakup will feel too, because how you described it, that's how
Yeah.
it feels. Not being able to
Damn.
listen, I went through a breakup, the only artist I could listen to was,
Mary J. Blige.
no, it was
Fix your face. Fix your face, Treasure. That was rude.
that
We
was
all know
that
that
was
Mary J. Mary J. Blige, if she going through something, we know that album gonna slap. We don't want to hear Happy Mary.
You're right, that was rude.
You that
It's
was honest.
like, that wa that was just not the
Yeah.
artist. That was really rude. I take that look back. But and it's not even because I don't like her as an artist. I do
Oh,
like her.
please. Of course, listen, Mary don't even want to perform her own song, so it's okay. We see how she been on her last tour. But who was the artist that you were only able to listen to?
It's funny, like, her name is slipping me now, but she was like what
Is
is
she an R&B girly?
I don't think her music is considered R&B. I'm about to look.
Janae Aiko.
Mm-mm. Janae's music is too slow for me, I can't. I have ADHD, and I just need her to get to the point real quick.
You
I
don't
need
want the lullaby?
I need her to get to the point. I
No,
can't.
because it's the sound bath that you have to, like, get into the journey.
It's why can her name it's, like, on the tip of my tongue.
Do you have
I
a breakup playlist?
no, because
Oh, that would be interesting
I'm not really the person who needs to hear like, I be so down that I can't hear the sad music.
because 'cause it'll just make it worse.
It'll make it worse. Like,
Are
that'll
you
make
looking for things to make you feel better, or you just
yeah,
no enjoyment, like, you just needed solitude and quiet?
it was no, I need some
Oh,
remind me that it gets
you are that bitch.
it gets better, and that was literally,
Uh,
like, one of her songs. The fact that her name is not
Cleo Soul Cleo?
yeah,
No?
yes.
Okay.
I
Is it
was
Soul? Cleo Soul? I know it's Cleo something.
yeah, it is. It's Cleo's
Whatever. Yeah.
yeah,
Yes. She's great. Her
yes.
and Alex Isley.
I wore her
Yes.
album out. I wore it out. That was the only thing I could listen to.
Know that you are loved?
It was the only thing
What?
that I could stomach. That's a better it was the
Mm.
only thing I could stomach. When I tell you, I was texting my friends like, "I ate once today."
Aw.
Like, "Good job. Tomorrow, let's make it twice." Girl, I was down bad. I was
Dang.
so, you not experiencing romantic I'm telling you, that's what's waiting for you. Come join us. Come join us.
I don't know if this is a gang I wanna get jumped into.
It's beautiful on the other side.
Is it?
I think you'll do good though, because if you already experienced that type of heartbreak, you already know what it is.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah.
This.
But then you
But who
just
knows, girl? I don't go outside. I need my soulmate to knock on my door and deliver my package. That's how I'm gonna meet him. So,
that's a possibility.
but then you said heartbreak.
I mean,
Treasure, I'm avoiding. I'm gonna hide. Come on now.
you could do it. You could
I
do
love this peer encouraging.
it.
There's no peer pressure, peer encouragement. I
It's
appreciate that.
you could do it.
Okay, so speaking of in friendships and relationships more specifically, what point in your romantic relationship do you introduce your friends? Cause you all in love with the idea of love and everyone's fine and everyone's this. Your homegirls will point out things that you either no, what are you talking about? Or do you like delay that because you're not ready to hear the truth of the dynamic or the situation?
You know, so my friends usually know about the person I'm dating from
Okay.
the get-go. They
Okay.
know. Um And that's partially because, I'm a woman,
Yeah,
I it's a safety thing,
absolutely.
safety thing. So my friends always know who I'm dating from the get-go, but as far as, like, introduction,
Yeah.
it comes to a point where it's like me and the person are discussing relationship. Like, we've been dating and now we're at a place where it's like, okay, I think like, let's discuss what a relationship would look like. And then it
Okay.
like now it's time to start introducing you to my family, my friends, because that opinion matters. And there was like I really trust my friends. I trust my friends
Mhm.
to be very blunt with me, very, like, real, um, and so their opinion matters.
Okay. Do
Once
you introduce them first, then family, or the other way, or kinda around the same time?
Last relationship, he met my family first and then my friends.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. And it was a quick introduction, but yeah, he met my family first. I don't know, like, that there's any I know other people would think like, "Oh, friends first, family's more like the hierarchy, family is higher up."
Yeah,
But for me, it's not that that's not true, but I hold my friend's opinion as like, it holds the same weight as my family to an extent.
same.
Yeah, so
If I'm introducing you to my 2 best friends, we married. What are you talking about? Like, they know what ring I want, they know how I wanna be proposed, like,
Yes,
these are the people you need to talk to.
exact
Whereas with my friends, I show up, like, because there's that safety and vulnerability, I am my full self with them.
yes. Mm,
Whereas with my family, I'm not as much. Like, with my sister, I'm definitely. But other members of my family, I still operate in that performative version of myself that they know and that feels safe for me. But my best friends, though? 'Cause they're grilling your ass. And even then, out of the 2, there's one that I will introduce you to first, cause she's nicer than the other one,
that's hilarious.
cause she's the bullshit detector.
That's hilarious. You said something and okay, so you said a couple things. You said
Mhm.
that certain friends or family you perform for, so you wear a mask for,
Oh, yeah.
and you are more yourself with your friends than your family. That's really
Absolutely.
interesting because I've noticed, like, there it kind of ties back into what you said earlier about different friend groups and the
What they
way
pull out, yeah, how you connect.
exactly, because there are friends where our friendship is based in a specific topic, and
Mhm.
so there's a certain side of me, and then I have friends who we've known each other for decades at this point, and they've seen all the versions of me, and then I have my family, my dad's
Mhm.
specifically, and I'm very different with my dad's family than I am with all my friends, and so there's certain friends that they've seen the real me
Yeah.
'cause they've seen me with my dad's family, and with my dad's
Mhm.
family, there's a part of me I don't wear a mask. It's like
Okay.
the person who trolls, the person who got a smart mouth, kinda like
Yeah.
dad's family sees all that.
Okay.
Then there are friendships where they get that performative part of me because it's not that we haven't been vulnerable with each other, but that space hasn't been created for me to show up
Yeah.
fully as myself. So it's, like, funny that you say that because I feel like you don't really, really know me until you've experienced me with my dad's family.
Yeah.
And so a
I get that.
a partner witnessing, like, somebody I'm dating witnessing me interact with my cousins and my aunts and uncles, that's them seeing me in my the real
Yeah. And it takes a lot to get to that level because, like, I laugh until I snort.
same, same.
Like, if I can be silly, goofy, ridiculous, trolling, all of the things, if we roasting each other,
Yes. If I control you, then
oh my god.
that's the real if I've never trolled you, you don't really know me. You
You
don't
know of me,
yes.
but you don't know me. Like, we cool. Hey, girl, hey. I might share me I speak in memes and GIFs. If we don't do that, it's not like that.
Yep, yep.
I'm one of those. It's one of my personalities. But yeah, definitely. And performing, presenting, those are the formal words. It's not even an intentional thing. It's just more of a certain people bring out certain parts of you.
Yeah,
And other people who they've shown them full selves and I don't judge them because who am I to judge anybody? And it's if you can do that and I can do that and you didn't make me feel awkward or, unsafe about it, then I'm like, that's my dog. Cause then
exactly,
now I'm gonna go to you with all the BS. And now we just having a good time.
exactly.
But everybody doesn't get that. You
No,
gotta earn that. Although I, much like in my family, have conditioned myself to I'm open to being somebody else's safe space, but I don't look for that in so many other people
Mm,
because I know what it's like to have to shrink and to feel othered. So which is why me being so open and warm and inviting, a lot of people do feel like they can confide in me. Anything someone tells me, secrets and all the things, it stays with me.
yeah,
I'm not one of those that even if I'm mad at you or whatever, I'm gonna call out because that's just gross to me.
yeah, yeah,
So I tend to show up as that therapist friend in a lot of dynamics, even with like coworkers who then became friends outside of work. Because sometimes at work things happen and they'll come to me and I'll comfort you and all of that, but I don't necessarily want that from you or,
yeah.
make that opportunity available to you. I'm definitely a self-soothe type of person to my detriment at sometimes. But with my two best friends, I can be.
So you said, like, you're a self-soothe type of person,
Yeah.
and I'm curious because you also said that you're fearfully avoidant.
Ooh, come on, let's go, therapist treasure. Let's get to the root, girl. Yes, ma'am. Let's do it.
So, how did you begin, like, opening up to your friends? Like, what was that pivotal or do you remember that pivotal moment where you were first able to be vulnerable with a friend?
That's a good question. I can't think of any one particular moment, but being that we met at school
Yeah.
and, sharing similar interests and bonding over that, I think once we started being allowed to hang out at each other's homes outside of school, because then you get to learn, like, you see people's family dynamics, you see how they're treated, you see how they show up. Like, inviting someone into your home and we're all well, one of my friends, she's half Caribbean, but, like, the other one, she's Caribbean as well. And, the family, they don't just let anybody over their house. Oops. And we have a certain way of being and operating, so if I'm inviting you into my home,
Yeah.
that's a safe space
Yeah.
or a vulnerable space. You're hearing all of the nicknames that my family calls me that I don't necessarily care for. You are seeing baby pictures, like, you can't hide that.
No. Oh my
So
god.
so being like I think for us was going to one of our friends I don't was it her birthday party? It was some kinda cookout or something that we were both and our parents were invited to. And so that deepened myself and the other of the 3, because we saw each other outside of school. We had this mutual friend who we were super tight with, and we all hung out together, but since we all went to her house and our moms met, and it was cool, and we met each other's siblings, and it was cool. It was like, "Oh, look at us doing stuff outside of school," because the only other people before that were my cousins.
Yeah.
Have there been any friendships that developed from social media have gone beyond that
Oh,
in real
1000%.
life? Okay.
I would say one of my best friends, we went to the same college, but she
Okay.
hit me up online, and I did think she was a little weird at first, and we laughed about this because she hit me up online, she was like, "Oh, I think I saw you." I think it was a probate I was at. She was like, "I think I saw you at the probate." And I was like, "Oh, you should say hi next time." And I thought that was and then it was, like, moments like that, and she was like,
Oh,
"Oh,
okay.
I saw you." And I was like, "Say hi next time." Like Um, but then we started, like, going out together, and then just slowly but surely, we just started hanging out, and so
Yeah.
that friendship that started online I've had a lot of friendships that began on social media, but it takes I mean, I think any real friendship takes time, but
Yeah.
they all took time to be it would happen naturally, you know?
Yeah, it was enforced or, like, there's some kinda ulterior motive or something.
Exactly. I think, like, all of these friendships too, there was a mutual involved, like, we knew somebody else in real life, so it wasn't just, like, this complete stranger, um,
Is that part of the vetting process, kinda,
A mute
for
having a
you?
mute.
Yeah.
Um,
'Cause for me, it would be, because if I know that mutual friend, like, if we're cool and we've hung out, I feel like I can ask you about that person and I can trust your judgment.
yeah. I think it
So it
helps.
almost removes the guard or whatever, like
Yeah,
yeah.
because if we don't have any mutuals, that's a red flag for me. Like, we don't have no mutuals, like, why are you following? Because 'cause I've just had people be weird towards me online as
Uh,
well, and so it kind of is like, "Okay, well, why are you following me? What is your intention?"
yeah,
And so I am guarded when we have no mutuals involved, again, for, like, safety reasons. And
absolutely.
so I think it's not necessarily a red flag, but I am a bit more standoffish if we don't have no
Yeah.
at all. Especially if you're, like, clearly trying to be my friend, um,
Mm.
'cause that can be a bit icky to me when you're coming off a little too strong and you're being a little too familiar with me. It's like, "I don't know you, like, chill out. Chill out."
That's the toxic side of the parasocial relationship,
Yeah,
especially if that person, like, say you follow each other, that person shares nothing about their lives, but they're only observing what you share. So they
yeah.
it can feel very one-sided, because for them, they know you because you've been so open and sharing on your social media, but it's not reciprocated, so it's like,
Yeah, and
not too much on me.
I've had people where I've met them in real life, and then they were like, "Oh, what's your social?" And we followed each other, and then
Yeah.
they made a post about, like, what I do in real life, and it's like, "Okay, I'm gonna need you to
Oh,
take."
like highlighting you specifically or like throwing shot?
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Oh.
like a place I frequent or something, and I'm just like, "Okay." I keep certain stuff offline because
Yeah.
I had people be weird, and
Like
so, like,
stalker type vibes, like hoping to run into you, and it's like, mm-mm.
and so I've had to ask people to, like, "Please don't, like, this is my personal life. I don't need my
Yeah,
online," like, safety reasons, and
absolutely.
enough they were kind enough to take it down, but it's like stuff like that, it's like, "Okay, you're not safe because you don't know." I feel like that's just common decency, um,
Yeah.
and it's like people who wanna be seen too bad online, they typically do stuff like that. It's like, I'm not trying to be seen, like,
Yeah.
and so, yeah, I would say mutuals, it's not like a huge red flag, but it is like, "Okay, I gotta just keep you at a distance until I get a better understanding of what type of person you are."
At least a mutual interest
Yeah,
or
that's
similar industry too, because it's like, because like with me, I started following you because you were doing like natural hair content like long time ago. And then it just kind of was like, oh, she does these other things. That's cool. But these have been years ago. But if there's like no interest at all, and it's like,
yeah. What
what do
about
you
you?
want?
You did say your page is private.
Yeah, my Hey Miss Chris page. Yeah.
Okay, so with it being private, like, obviously, you have to accept the requests that come through, but
Yeah.
has anybody that you didn't know in real life follow you, and you accepted it, and then a genuine friendship was built off that?
Maybe not yet,
Mhm.
because they've like we talk all the time, but I feel like until you meet each other,
Yeah,
that's what makes it real, or like in some kind of capacity. But regularly chatting, I feel like you can forge a friendship from there. So like because my page is private, I do that because I share a lot of uh pictures of my family and stuff like that. And
yeah,
people can be weird. But like if I follow you, that's a public page, and of course you want to check out my page, so you follow me back to see what I'm about. I'm gonna accept it because of course you need to vet me too. Like it goes both
yeah.
ways. Um, but yeah, I can't think of any. Yeah, like we've been like cool. I can't say I know this person, but like until there's a formal meeting each other.
Yeah.
So maybe, like,
That's
by way of blooming lately, like, the last couple of guests that I've had on, it was very similar to where parasocially we had been communicating through socials for years. Like, it was either we started following each other from a mutual show that we enjoyed, and we would comment on each other's stuff from Twitter. Then we decided to follow each other on Instagram, and then, like, we got to this point, and I was like, "Actually, I think you're really dope. I would love to talk to you about something." And then from there, it was like, "Oh," like, it's more organic. It's not me just, "Hey, you, I've never seen your stuff, but you have views and stuff." Like, I've seen people operate from that space. "Come on my show." No.
your voice. That
No. That's that, like, weird, like, sales. I've
yeah,
hated sales. I've never been good at sales because it just reads inauthentic to me. So even approaching you or, like, like, other people who I've reached out to recently, I have that respect there. Like, I know there's a boundary. I only know you from social media. I don't know you for real. I know
yeah,
of you, which is why I like doing the, like, chemistry tests or discovery calls before even. So, like, it's a equal opportunity for you to see if this is someone you even want to
yeah.
engage with as well.
That makes sense. The chemistry test.
Yeah, because as much as I share online and stuff and interests, but if you get to talk to, I feel like there's more you can pick up based off of someone's energy
Yeah,
and how they speak and how much what they're willing to share, like their aura.
yeah, 1000%, and you're just not gonna get that. That's why, like, texts have got me in a lot of trouble. Texts have got me in a lot of trouble because, like, sometimes
I use emojis and everything so you can see
I
what the
don't.
emotion.
I don't, and that's what
Oh,
yeah, I need to use more emoji it's gotten me in trouble where, like, someone will read something and they're reading it in a way that I'm not like, it's not how I sent it.
oh, like they're receiving it as more cold and you're
Yeah.
just being direct or something.
Yeah, like,
Oh,
that even happened where I sent it and I'm laughing as I sent it, and the person who read it was like, it was really
damn.
cold to them, and I was like, because I didn't use any there was no LOL or
I was
emoji.
gonna say, where's the LOL?
Yeah, there was no LOL or emojis, but I'm laughing as I'm sending it, and they just received it, and they were like and I was like, "Oh, that's my bad." I was like,
But are
"On"
you sarcastic? You don't come off as sarcastic or condescending for because usually that tone is where people can get it wrong.
Yeah,
I
don't
get my hand slapped for that, which is why I've had to use so many emojis. I'm like, I am not being serious. I'm being an ass in this moment. I'm being funny. Like, laugh at this, please.
I can be really sarcastic, and with my
Oh,
family,
okay.
I could be really sarcastic. Like, I could be a smart mouth with my family. I trust
Yeah.
them, and so sometimes I also have to keep in mind who I'm talking to,
And the
and
moment, because they might not be in the space of receiving it as sarcasm. They're thinking,
yeah,
I need
and
serious.
to consider, like, has this person even experienced me in that space? Because if they haven't, they're not going to read it that way. And, like, I think, like, only, like, my really, really close friends, they'll read a text and they'll be like, "That's funny, like, I read that in your exact voice." And I'm like, "It feels good to be seen."
See, but that's where the true, like, dynamic of your friendship comes into play because if you know me outside of text,
Yeah.
if you know me beyond these other spaces, you know this is a smart ass response.
Yeah.
If I have to explain the joke, it's no longer funny. Or
Yes.
in that, now I'm being vulnerable, being like, "Oh, you think I'm a dumbass?" Or, "Now I can't be funny with you. Like, now you gonna take everything serious." Like, that's how I would perceive it. It's like, "Oh god, I think I just got in trouble, and that's awkward."
Yeah,
Ugh, that's so icky.
it is.
For any late bloomers who are blooming lately in the friendship aspect of things, given your experience of it and where we are in society and how people are meeting, what would be your advice for someone that is yearning? Because it's never too late to make a friend. You never know. Best friends can come at any point in your life. Friendship soulmates can happen at any moment. Um, what would be your advice? to someone who's looking to create a community or find their sisterhood or brotherhood or, familyhood of friendship?
Mm, I think, like, it comes down to authenticity, and I think that goes for anything in life, it's authenticity. Like, I've never been on the search for friendship. It's never been like, "Oh, I'm on the hunt to find my group," anything like that. I do remember there was a point in college, I remember this day clear as day. I don't know if it was my last year or if it was, like, right after college or what. I just remember having a really rough day, and I was praying, and I was, like, sitting in my car, and I was saying a prayer about how I wanted to find, like, my group, my tribe, essentially, and I was just, like, praying about the type of person I wanted to show up in these spaces as. And I think like that it's just about authenticity and understanding why you want like, what are you looking for in this friendship? Are you looking to fill a void? Because you can't fill a void with somebody else. Like, that is and I feel like using people to fill voids, you're always going to feel like you have a void essentially, like, that's you're never gonna fulfill that, it's something that you have to fill yourself, so I think it's one, like, why are you looking for this? Because nothing's wrong with, like, wanting friendship or yearning for that, there's nothing wrong with it, but I think it is telling of, like, what is your intention when it comes to that. And
Mhm.
outside of that, it's just authenticity. Like, you could be fake, but you're probably gonna meet other fake people who are not showing up as themselves, and that comes with a whole host of other issues too. But if you're authentic, that's not gonna necessarily protect you and be like, "Oh, you're gonna have all these great friends because 'cause you're authentic." No, like life is gonna life, but it does serve as some sort of protection for yourself because you're showing up authentically. And so, do these people accept who you are authentically? It doesn't mean that you're gonna be treated right, but at least you're not sacrificing who you are to get
Mhm.
what you think you know? And are you putting yourself in a position to meet people? What are your hobbies? Go out and join groups based on that hobby. Maybe you'll meet somebody, maybe you won't. But I think it's also like just live life. Are you enjoying
Yeah.
life right what are you doing to make sure that you're enjoying life? Because that's part of it as well.
That is so beautifully said.
I wanna know your take. What would you say?
I echo your sentiments. One thing that I was thinking about, I realize how much media influenced my perspective of friendship
Mhm.
and learning to, as just thinking of shows like Living Single and Girlfriends and like all the other ones that they, and Insecure. Yeah, like they just try to they do put sisterhood and friendship on this high pedestal, and they try to do a good job at showing the ebbs and flows in friendship and, um, the high moments, the low moments that come with it. But for somebody who has not had that experience, or they're trying to morph friendships to look like what they think the ideal form of
Mhm.
friendship looks like, can put unnecessary expectations and pressure, and can read inauthentic,
Yeah.
where you can have those long lasting friendships if it's organic and you show up as yourself, but but you do have to be vulnerable in opening yourself to receive that. And also
Yeah.
honesty too. Be honest about where you're at, be honest about your capacity, because if you're operating from a place of desperation and wanting friendships and you're trying to cling on and hold on and force yourself to be available for people in a way that you either don't have the skills or ability to do so, but you're so fearful of like just not having anyone, operating from a place of loneliness,
Mhm.
knowing the difference between being alone versus being lonely, because you can be lonely in a group of friends.
Yeah.
So intention, and start small. If you're not one to be very extroverted and socially like, out there, you can start with little groups. There's little meetups. There's a lot of book clubs, social media people. The amount of people I've met, dope people from just common interests on socials, and then just let it happen organically. Don't let your eagerness, because it can be misinterpreted as you're being creepy.
Yeah.
So,
And desperate, and that's going
yeah,
off.
for sure. Thank you so much for being on and talking to me about the sisterhood of friendship and dropping all of the gems that you did. Where would you like the people to follow you?
They can follow me on Instagram at Treasure Nohemi.
I love that. And I will have the link to her Instagram in the description of this video. Bye, Bloomies.